Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, not too much price action today, basically just sideways action, and price tried to break out of this wedge to the downside, is now moving back up very, again, just continues to be very choppy. And my view hasn't changed. If you've watched the previous videos, then you know my view. Perspective is very simple, that as long as we stay below 27,480, my focus is on the downside. Above that pivot point, up. Very binary, you can say. Here is literally this level, which is dividing between the yellow wave count and the white wave count. Whenever we are so close to a pivot point, trades, for example, here to the downside, very low risk because you can set the stop loss so tight. Whereas if we break to the upside, it's not clearly bullish because the white wave count is a bit of a mystery to me. So I added, first of all, obviously, if you followed the previous videos, I'm still watching here for a potential move down. Wave 1 to the downside, wave 2 to the upside in a correction, and then we could follow through to the downside. But again, the latest price action here, it doesn't really want to follow through to the downside. It doesn't really want to follow through. And today's price action hasn't changed my view at all. I mean, it's just extending the pain, as it seems. The move to the upside here is still corrective. I've changed the micro count. I changed the micro count to an ABC structure, basically the A wave up, a B wave triangle, and a C wave as an ending diagonal instead of a WXY. It made more sense in the end, but it doesn't really matter. That micro count wouldn't have given us any edge or anything. It's just now trying to make sense what happened here in the yellow wave count. So A wave up, B wave as a triangle, and the C wave as an ending diagonal in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. But yeah, I mean, it would now need to follow through to the downside. Again, only 3 waves down. Difficult, I can tell you that. It's extremely difficult. And I was really hoping for some movement today so that we finally can break out of that range. I think the S&P is actually, let's just double check the S&P because just comes to my mind because I think, come on, that was the wrong. So there you go, finally. S&P today, yes, it shows some weakness and it's set to go lower. Yeah, follows through nicely, actually. Follows through nicely. So why is Bitcoin not following? Maybe someone needs to remind Bitcoin that it should be correlated. Quite interesting though, right? I mean, again, correlations, that was a joke because I always say there are correlations, but you can't really rely on them. They come and go, right? So yeah, I mean, what can I say? The resistance area is still very much the one that I watch, 27,480. If we get above that level, I will watch first at the $28,200 level. This is going to be the invalidation point. It's the end of August high. And if we get above that level, which we should in the white wave count, then this is the resistance area I'm watching for, which is relevant for the white wave count. 28,540, 29,320, and 30,430. So I would like to see it come down, but also recognize it doesn't really want to. So we have to keep the door open for higher. It's consolidating in resistance. Again, you can see how relevant these Fibonacci resistances are, but it doesn't really want to come down. That's the problem. And what I highlighted in yesterday's video is that on the daily RSI, we have a potential reversal signal. Yeah, I mean, not a reversal signal, but we had a reversal signal. The daily RSI was oversold here in this region. I always mention it when I see it because it's typically a good buy signal for Bitcoin. And now it broke above a trend line. I shared that with you yesterday, which indicates that we are now potentially bullish. But I don't primarily rely on the RSI. I just use it for confluence, but not. I would not let the RSI determine my wave count, but I cannot ignore this. So I'm very much paying attention to the idea that a lasting low could have been established. We had a bullish divergence here. We had an oversold RSI on the daily. Typically, when I see that, I issue a buy order, which I did this time as well. But yeah, now it's just waiting and watching, and hoping that it finally does anything. I mean, I'm happy both ways, but finally something would be great. Not just, again, consolidating. And I was hoping we see a little bit of movement today. Didn't really see much. Ethereum looks a little bit more bearish short term, but in the end, they will probably move on the lower time frames in very much aligned structures. So yeah, nothing really changed. I did add the micro count there for the yellow count. Yellow is still preferred, but above 27,480, I will look at higher. And then it just needs to fill in this white wave count. And at the end of the C wave, we will have a trade set up for a long trade and we'll be able to confirm that a lasting low has been established here. That's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.